Hi there everyone, welcome to Doron Yoga. Let's practice today a practice that's a lot about grounding, rooting, and then extension, about reaching. So we're going to really try to create more space between our vertebrae, in our bodies, feel the extremities, and really become both grounded, steady, as well as flying like a tree, the branches reaching out. Okay? So let's close our eyes just for a moment. Take a deep breath. You may notice that the inhales help us reach out, grow tall. And we try to keep this tallness while we exhale and ground and allow the hips to root into the earth, into the ground. Inhale, again, feeling more space, as if somebody's pulling your head up a little bit. And exhale, relaxing in the shoulders, around the eyes. Inhale, belly comes slightly in, Uddiyana Bandha. Pelvic floor slightly lifts, Mula Bandha. And then an exhale, keeping the bandhas lightly engaged, relaxing what doesn't need to work. We'll chant one Om together, hands at the heart, inhale. A little bow. Release your hands, opening the eyes. Let's come to the hands and knees, please. We'll start with a few rounds of cat-cow. Open the chest, feel the extension. As you exhale, round, bring everything in, a sense of grounding. Refining your breath. And try to see if throughout the practice you can use this breath. These inhales for extending, for reaching, for elongating. The exhales for lowering down, for grounding, for surrendering. It means that we're going to keep the extension as much as possible in many cases while we exhale. And sometimes we're going to ground and stay rooted while we inhale and extend other parts of the body. Keep the hips over the knees, walk the hands forward into a downward puppy. Allowing yourself to surrender down, forehead to the ground, or maybe even chin, chest heavy towards the ground. Into downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, tuck the toes under, reach the hips up and back. Go ahead and bend the knees one at a time, slowly to awaken the legs. Even here, if you want, you can use the breath. As you exhale, ground, reach the heel down. As you inhale, maybe transition to the other leg. Good. Try to take both heels towards the ground. Stay for a breath. Then keep the left one down. Reach the right leg up to the sky. Reach, reach. Bend the knee, open the hips. A few ankle rotations. Straightening the right leg behind you. As you exhale, bring the knee towards the nose. Curl the belly in. Inhale back. Exhale, right knee across to the left. Inhale back. Right knee over towards the right elbow with the option of bending the elbows. Inhale back. And bring the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee down for a low lunge. As we come up, we're grounding. We're reaching the hips down towards the earth. And then we're also extending, even just the belly pulling in, the chest lifting up, right? So the feeling is of not surrendering onto the lower back, but creating some space. Breathing. If you'd like to extend further, take the arms up. Even now, feel like the fingers are reaching up, but the shoulders are grounding, rooting down towards the shoulder blades. Nice, everybody. Hands down to the ground. Step it back to a plank. Hold your plank for a moment. Feel, obviously, your hands rooting. I'm on my fist. Either way is fine. Feel your heels pressing back, the belly tucking in. Fill up the space between the shoulder blades. Take the gaze a bit forward. Take another breath. Try to keep all of this active. Maybe lower the knees down, maybe not. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, either a baby cobra or full upward dog, your choice. We'll take a few breaths here. Into the downward doggy. Second side, left leg reaches up. Extend, and then go ahead, bend the knee. Open the hips, a few circles with the ankle. Straightening the left leg. As you exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale back. Exhale across. Inhale back. Exhale over to the left. Maybe bend the elbows. Inhale back. And left foot between the hands for low lunge. And the hips lower down. The heart lifts, the eyes relax. Really let yourself drop into the breath. Reaching the arms up, optional. I see that there's some space between the shoulder blades to help the softening around the shoulders and the activation into the fingertips. Beautiful. Hands come back down to the ground. Step it back to plank. Slow motion, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, downward facing. We're going to bring the right foot between the hands. Press into the left leg. Lower the hips, feel the grounding. Really start already with kind of low and ground. And then start with the extension. Reach the arms forward and in slow motion, coming up, high lunge. As I came up, I lost the hips, so I'm lowering back down. Hips are grounding, fingers reaching, shoulders grounding. And drishti, gaze, up to you, either forward or if you can, up towards the hands, up towards the sky. Breathing. Hands back down to the ground. Step the right foot back, gazes forward as you lower chaturanga. Inhale, shine through, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot forward. Grounding through the back leg, through the hips down. And the right leg is active, hips are low, arms reach forward, slowly coming up. And feeling your breath, hearing your breath. Let it be soothing and empowering at the same time. and slowly back down to the ground. Step your left foot back. Take your vinyasa. Try to move with your breath. As we take a break here in Downward Dog, obviously you can lower the knees down if it's too much. And in a way, try to find the grounding, the rooting in your fingertips. Even if your heels are not reaching the ground, it doesn't matter, but that intention of reaching the heels towards the ground is the grounding, is the rooting. Extending through the spine, all the way to the hips, reaching back behind you towards the sky. Good, look between the hands, walk the feet to the front, elongate, half extension, and exhale, ground, surrender, fall into the legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Feet are rooting. Fingers are extending, reaching. Exhale, mind grounding through the Samastitihi. Inhale, Surya Namaskara A. Arms up, gaze up. Exhale, belly and slowly forward fold. All the way down, let the head release. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Either step or jump back and lower into your Chaturanga. Inhale, open, shine through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Please breathe and please really allow yourself that surrender into the breath. Finding that balance between the energy, the work, and between the ease, the softness, the spaciousness in the mind. Look between the hands. Step or jump to the front. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Release the head. Inhale, rise all the way up. If you'd like a little back bend. Exhale, Samastitihi. One more, same thing. Yekam, inhale, gaze up. Dwe, exhale, forward fold. Trini, inhale, look forward. Chatwari, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing Urdhva Mukha. Shanti, Adho Mukha. And it's almost like you feel a bit of a suction underneath your palm of the hand because you're so rooting through the fingers, through the knuckles. Look between the hands. Jump to the front and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, rise all the way up. See your thumbs, maybe a bit of a back bend. Exhale, close. Surya Namaskara B. Bend the knees. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Adho. Right foot forward, left heel down, up to the warrior. Stay, sink the hips, ground. Feel the energy. Twist. Breathing. And then now the breath helps you play with the same thing. Inhale, you feel a bit taller in the spine. Exhale, you surrender, hips down, shoulder opens more. Feel free to stay with that. If you'd like a bit of a back bend, a bit of extending in the left arm, please go ahead. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Really let the shoulders move back away from the ears. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot coming up, warrior one. Slow and steady. Hips are down, arms are reaching. Hips lower even more. Keep the energy in the hands. It's perfectly fine to keep the arms, the hands apart. Right? Keep the arms straight, even if they're way apart. That's totally okay. Twist. Use the breath. Optional back bend. You guys are doing great. Keep breathing. Back to the warrior. And down to chaturanga. Inhale and exhale. Look between the hands, jump forward, lengthen, stay halfway, exhale, jump back, chaturanga. Inhale and exhale. Right foot forward, warrior one. Hands to the heart. We'll move the right foot to the right side, B2. Either clasp your hands or take a strap between the hands. Inhale, extend, create length. Exhale, coming down, folding arms over the head, humble warrior. There's a feeling of the legs working. You're in a way heavy down towards the earth. Still, thanks to the belly lift, there's a bit of an extension, a protection of the lower back. Keep breathing. Inhale, rise all the way up to the warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Meeting in downward facing dog. Left foot forward, right heel down. Slow and steady coming up to the warrior. Slowly hands to the heart. Left foot moves to the left. Clasping the hands. Create space. Inhale. Exhale. If it gets easy, try to square the hips a bit further more. Really surrender the arms. But keep the back leg strong. Breath. Use the power of the back leg. Inhale, rise, warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Try to find a full inhale and an exhale. We'll take a mini little playtime in crow pose. So you can come forward and rest in a squat. That's perfectly fine. Or you can try to come up to crow for a few breaths. Gaze is forward. Chest open. Here the knuckles may lift for a little play. Forward into the tippy toes, back into the heel of the hand for balance. 3, 2, 1, chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. One more round of warriors. Take another breath to let everything calm down. And then here we go. Right foot forward. Left heel down. Slowly up, warrior one. Feel your hips grounding. Extend, warrior two. And really there's a feeling of shoulders grounding. Fingers reaching out. Grounding through the hips. Just a few of the handwork. So even this, you're in and then so root, extend. Extend, flip, go again, palms facing up. Great for strengthening some of the wrists, the forearms. Stay present in the mind. Good, reach. Left palm down and reverse. Back to the warrior two. Extended side angle. Either elbow to the thigh or hand to the ground. Breathing. Back up. Warrior two. Straightening the front leg. Reaching for triangle, Reconnection. Wrap the left arm behind the back. Reach forward to balance in half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. You can have the right hand on the ground, on a block, or eventually maybe it lifts up to half Namaste. Reaching back, warrior two. Exhale, hands down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathing, meeting in downward facing dog. Take a breath to even everything out. Next side, left foot forward, right heel down. Slowly reaching up. Hips down. Take a moment, feel the energy in the arms. Really try to do it with powerful arms as you open warrior two. Reminds me of kind of when you stretch a bow. It's pretty powerful. There's energy, but there's steadiness. There we go. Open, close. Flip. Reverse. Reverse the warrior. Viparita Virabhadrasana. Back to warrior two. Into extended side angle. Uttita Paschimottanasana. Really extended side angle, right? Your whole right side super extended, super powerful, super reaching. Back up, warrior two, straightening the front leg. If you need to shorten a bit, fine. Otherwise, fine. Trikonasana, triangle. Wrapping right arm behind the back, balancing half moon pose. Bandhas are super important. The activation of the back leg, back foot is important. go. Warrior 2. Exhale, chaturanga. It's all over, folks. Meeting in downward dog. You're going to rest in a forward fold, so step or jump to the front. Elongate the spine halfway. Spread the feet about hip width or shoulder width. And then forward fold. Maybe just holding the elbows can feel really nice. If you like Ashtanga versions, you can place the hands under the feet. Kasha is doing a slightly different thing for hamstrings. My hamstring's injured, which is always a good reminder. Some of us stop practice completely because a part of the body is not working. We always need to remember what other parts are working. It was through a little bit of a wrist injury that I got my Paschimottanasana, my forearm balance, because I had to do everything on the forearms. So it definitely built different strength. Release the hands, bend the knees a lot, roll up to stand. Nice. Samastitihi. One more that involves some hamstrings. Sorry about that for those of you that are suffering there, but for some of us this is really fantastic. So we'll start with A, hands to the hips, lengthen, forward fold. Bring the hands between the legs. Lengthen one more time, belly tucks in, and then bend the elbows, head down towards the ground. Trying to keep the elbows parallel to each other. I'm grounding through my legs, through my feet. Really, my kneecaps are extending, they're lifting up. Trying to create more space for the back of the leg. Head is releasing down. Again, if any of this was wrong, not good for you today, you can do goddess pose. A few extra breaths. Beautiful, everybody. Lengthen the spine halfway, and then we're going to bend the right knee and come into ninja pose. So straightening the left leg, left toes up. Feel free to stay with the hands down if you can, hands at the heart. Some people love the bind and looking over the left shoulder. I personally, if you don't feel much in the left leg, you can try and lower down and shift the weight forward. That sometimes intensifies. Obviously, if you already feel the stretch, no need for that. Just a few breaths. Listening to your Ujjayi. Beautiful. We're going to switch sides. You can use the hands on the ground, or if you want to try a bit more challenge, hands at the heart. Switching. Again, find whatever variation worked for you. Maybe slightly different on the second side, but do something similar as possible, as similar as possible. It is true that sometimes one side feels more tight, more intense, or different than the first. It's totally, totally normal. Here we go. We're going to try and go back and forth a few times. By all means, feel free to use the hands on the ground and go at your pace, move with your breath. I kind of feel like I'm inhaling, rising, exhaling, lowering. A couple more times. Back to center. Hands on the ground, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands to the hips, lift a bit higher to halfway. Inhale, rise all the way up. Front, samastitihi. Shake it away now. We'll take the hands behind the back, either reverse namaste or hold the elbows. Sorry, one more hamstrings. Oof, we love our hamstrings. Inhale, even if they're injured. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing. Inhale, coming up. Bring the knee forward. Straighten the leg. Breathe. 3, 2, smile. Release. Left leg back. Hips to the front. Inhale, tall. Exhale, fold. Inhale up, knee forward, maybe straighten, breathe. Two, one, release, shake it away. Cool. How about some dancing? We'll go for a Russian dancer, so move your heels a bit up and down. Wake-a, wake-a, shake-a, wake-a your legs. Before we go there, let's just do a few times up and down. Arms forward, lower down. If you can, either come up or lift the heels, come up. Lower down. If it's easy, keep the knees inward. Inhale up and exhale to the ground. Inhale. Growing taller. Exhale. A few more. Somewhat of balancing. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Two more. Last one down. Rest and squats. Catch your breath. Hands beside the body. If you need to, you can place them on a block. Right foot forward. Try to lift the right leg off the ground. This may be enough for today, working your psoas. Option 2, left arm to the heart. Option 799, both hands to the heart. Breathing. Reach your chest forward towards the left thigh. 2, 1. You can use the hands. Switch sides. It's a fun one. It's totally cool to fall. It's the trying. It's the poof, the burst that builds the energy and the muscles. So even if you try and you fall and you flip, it's all good. It's a bit of a playtime. 2, 1, and flip. And flip. And switch. And switch. And I'll do it with the hands down. Switch. 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 Lie. Lie. La. La. Lie. La. La. Lie. La. La. Lie. Lie. La. La. Lie. La. La. Lie. La. Lie. Kick strong. Kick up high. Kick. Kick. You can do this. Don't quit. Just smile. This is fun. This is good for your core. This is good for your cardio. I can't talk anymore. Rest, Baddha Konasana. Good job, everybody. Feet together. Open them apart. Soles of the field. And reach forward. Deepen the exhales. If it's a bit hard on the lower back, please sit on a block. Really surrender. Roots and extensions, though they're usually in the pose, sometimes the feeling of them is a bit like yin and yang. From the Russian dancer, yang, excitement, power, and to the deep surrender, the stillness of the mind, the yin, in Reconnection. Nice. A little extra hip love today. Let's take a vinyasa to come back to energy, to movement, to flow, to breath. It's keeping the body warm. Downward dog. Forward to plank. Lower to the forearms. Hang out here. If it's too much, knees down. If it's too easy, right leg up. Breathe. Bend the right knee, little pulses. Great. Back into dolphin. If you need a child's pose for a moment, rest. And plank. Left leg up. Belly in. Bend the left knee, pulses. Good, we're gonna meet on the belly, rest, take a shavasana. Completely let everything go. Super deep exhale to ground, to relax. Arms reaching in front of you. Right leg up. Left arm up. Really reach the toes back, reach the hands forward. Grounding in the mind. And the breath in the eyes. Lower and switch. Even the hand that's on the ground, see if it can reach forward. Release. Hips move a bit from side to side. Bend the knees, another back bend here. Reaching for the Dhanurasana, the bow pose. Lift. Release down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Coming forward to plank and lower to the belly again. We're going to go for bow tie. Right arm threads under. Left arm over. Reach the hands, walk the hands as far as they'll go. And then palms facing down. Lower the head over, lower the throat. Over the arms. And more surrender in the mind. We're going through a bit of yin stretch. Good news. Here comes the second side. Your choice whether it's good news, oh my God, I love this, I'm so happy we still have a side to go. Or maybe it's good news, thank goodness I only have 2 sides. I don't really understand how octopuses do this 8 times every single day. The good news is that really, whatever you're doing, you can try and find the sweet spot, the good about it, right? We just gave 2 opposite opinions about doing the pose again. And yet both of them can be looked at as good. Which means both of them can help us feel a sense of happiness towards the present moment. Beautiful. Slowly we're going to begin to release. Come up into a cobra. Take 2-3 breaths here in cobra. You can take a baby cobra, right? Just lift to as much as is reasonable. Reach the lower ribs forward, the chest forward, the shoulders back. Into downward facing dog. So since we have another yin coming our way, figured we'll do another little playtime just for fun of it. So coming to a plank, we'll do a knee across. So exhale, knee to opposite elbows. Inhale back. Exhale and back. Try to keep the space between the shoulder blades filled up. If this is too much, you can do the same thing with the knees down. Getting our core to be strong. Here we go. Fast. Boom. Down dog, pigeon, right leg, rest. Move the left knee back. See that it's in line with the hips. And lower down to wherever is right for you. Pigeon in general, very grounding. Sometimes the back tends to round. So if you can have that intention at least to slightly extend, to reach the belly and chest forward. Maybe your hands reach forward. Slowly coming up. You're going to bend the left knee. Start to work on bringing it forward a little bit, or if you can, a lot. If you are doing a lot, try to bring the toes towards the front. Staying a little while here, sinking into the quadalicious. Breath is soft, eyes are soft. It's not that it's not intense, but there's still a sense of pleasure because of the gratitude of the practice. We have a body, we have a mat, we have space. We've carved out some time. We're dealing with the intensity of the pose. So many good things happening right now. We'll stay a few more breaths. Feel free to stay exactly as you are. For those of you that work on the back bend version towards the Ekapada Rajkaputtasana, go ahead. Release. Coming to all fours. Take the right leg to the side and do a few circles with the right leg, with the right knee. Other direction. Okay, if you'd like a vinyasa, go ahead and take a vinyasa. If you don't like a vinyasa, maybe take a vinyasa anyway. Keep you warm between sides. Left leg, left foot, pigeon. Left knee is to the side, more or less behind the left wrist. The more you take the foot out, the more intense it gets, so please do so only if keeping it close to the hips is easy. And as you surrender down, remember to surrender from place of hips heavy, but the heart reaches, extends. It's like the more we ground and feel earthy, feel connected, the more we can actually extend, share, reach, both to receive from others and to offer to others. When we lack groundedness, we tend to be in more of chaos, in more of vata. And though we try to give, it sometimes comes out the wrong way. We want to receive, but we're too distracted. And so grounding really helps us to maintain a balance when we extend, in order for the tree to extend in all directions with flowers and leaves. It needs strong roots. Beautiful, slowly begin to come up. We'll go into the quadrilicious. Remember, not all sides are the same. Sometimes they are, mostly not. Really surrender the hips down. Relax the forehead and the eyes. Coming to a place of gratitude. Just go as far as is reasonable for you. Again, for those that are going for the back bend versions, slowly release. We'll come to all fours. Circles with the left leg, left knee. Reverse. Beautiful. Let's take a vinyasa. Meeting in downward dog. Well, we're going to come into our back bends today. Let's try to do them on the knees. So you can come forward to the knees. For some reason it doesn't feel right for you, you can do them on the back. I really want to focus today on the grounding, right? The knees are super grounding. Even the toes, the feet, really I press them down. That helps me activate in the quads, in the front of the thighs as I go down. Go ahead, you have time to do about 3 on your own. Anytime you're going, just really remember to extend first, to really lift in the chest, and then try to maintain some of that extension as you go back. Right? Eventually the lower back is obviously in a hyperextension. We're still trying to lengthen the spine. If it's too much, tuck the toes under. To come out, reach the hips forward. Then the lower back, then the chest, head last. Either take child's pose or take a vinyasa. Number 2. Feel free to repeat the same thing for the next 2 times. Feel free to work on towards Lagovajrasana. So eventually Lagovajrasana, the head is on the ground. But really don't go further than you can make your way back up. Again, coming out, child's pose or vinyasa. the third one. Dan already did that third one. You can stay with the first option. The second option of just hands on the legs going as far back. Or the most intense, but really don't do this if the first two were too much. Hands are at the heart, chest up, and leaning back. This adds more weight. So really, again, keep the hands down unless you're like these ninjas. Because even just a bit of a bend is intense. One day the hands are at the ground, doesn't matter if today or in 20 years. Trying to work on straightening the arms. When you've had enough, child's pose, rest. If you want a vinyasa, you can do that. I like to take my knees wide. Whatever works for you, really just a sense of surrender and release. You can rest in child's pose or downward dog. We will take a vinyasa, or if you don't want to, you can just go straight to downward dog. Jumping through to your seat. Walk through, whatever works. We'll begin with a twist. Today I'll take Ardha Matsyendrasana, but you can take any twist that feels right for you. I've got my knee bent. I'm twisting to the right side. And use the inhale to extend and the exhale to dive a little deeper, relaxing the forehead and the eyes. If at all possible, try to maintain both sitting bones down. Here we go, coming back. Your choice, vinyasa or not, we'll take the second side. Twisting to the left. Again, once I find the pose, I re-lengthen, I extend, and then I surrender, twist, belly slightly in. How much more can you relax within your face? Beautiful, everyone. Let's all take a vinyasa. Few forward folds, step or jump through to your seat again. We'll start with left leg, straight. Right foot, your choice, into the inner left thigh. If you want to go for the half lotus, feel free. Belly in, heart lifts. You can even bind if it's in your practice. Surrender down. Kasha is doing a quad stretching version. If you need a different variation because of your hamstrings, feel free. The good news, it's still a release for the back. After the back bends, no matter what, we're trying to release. I always recommend after the back bends, even if it were standing forward folds, it doesn't matter. We've done those earlier, so we're just doing now a few seated ones. Exhale a bit deeper. I'm going to go ahead and switch sides. Again, either to the inner thigh. If you've taken the half lotus, feel free. Careful on the knee, of course. If you've taken the bind, feel free. Belly in. If ever it's too much and the forward folds are hurting your back, by all means you can sit on a block. You can bend the knee, the straight leg if needed. Beautiful, your choice. If you're in the mood for vinyasa, I'll take one. Go ahead, shake it off a bit. If you're in kind of super yin state, just straighten both legs and forward fold into Paschimottanasana. We are heading towards the closing, so just really the poses we're doing are more from a sense of grounding. The extension helps us to protect back, belly in, shoulders relax, face relaxes. Really, whatever you're doing right now, just let it be from a place of deep surrender. Your choice, shoulder stand or headstand. Really focusing on whether it's headstand on the grounding of the head, pressing into the ground and the feet extending, or whether it's shoulder stand, the shoulders heavy to the ground, belly, hips lift, feet lift up. So whatever is right for you, go ahead and practice. And it's kind of funny because sometimes in headstands we feel like, oh, I want less pressure on the head. But in a way, when we press the crown of the head, the middle of the head down to the ground, the fontanella area, really it helps us to press away the neck from collapsing and to reach the legs up. Even if you're halfway up in headstand, that's amazing. If you're in shoulder stand, again, the more you reach the toes up, the more you will feel that there is less pressure on your hands as well. That there's really, it's not an easy thing to do in shoulder stand, to straighten. It's actually easier in headstand. Just do your best. If you've come down from headstand, you can take a little child's pose. If you want to go up one more time, you can. If you're in shoulder stand, you can go ahead and move into halasana, into plow. Legs over the head, straightening the legs. They may or may not touch the ground. Go ahead and bend the knees towards the ears. If you've come out of your headstand, feel free, join us or stay in child's pose a bit longer. We're going to lower into a fish pose. So again, if you're in headstand, stay. If you're down, you can come down and lift the chest up, hips are on the ground, head reaches down. And so the lift is of the chest, the head is down. If you'd like, you can extend the legs and the arms, meaning more rooting, grounding in the hips and head. Breath. Slowly release down. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Super grounding. Super inwards. Straighten the left leg down. Keep the right knee bent. Move the hips a bit to the right. We'll close with one more twist. Right knee goes over to the left side. This is too much. Bend both knees, that's okay. Gaze goes to the opposite side of the legs. Slowly make your way back up. Switching sides, moving the hip to hit the opposite side. Right leg straightens, left leg goes over. So if you can begin to slow down your exhales just by allowing them to deepen, they will do it on their own. To center. Lower down to your Shavasana if you need to, knees to the chest one last time, and then lower. Shavasana. Surrender completely. Right. You can feel the extension of the toes once, just to get that space for the lower back. Sometimes they lift and get to adjust the shoulder blades for a bit more space. And then a big long exhale to ground fully, to surrender completely. Close your eyes. Let everything soften, melt away. It's almost like any last bit of tension is releasing through your fingertips and toes. Extend your spirit. There's a lightness. It feels that it can be safe and free once the body is heavy and grounded. Your spirit can roar. It can roam the earth in the vast space of the universe. as you reconnect with your breath. The sense of freedom and spirit connects with groundedness and responsibility. Find your way to come back to sit. Maybe you're rolling to sit. Maybe you're rolling to the right side for a breath before you come up. Eventually returning to your seat. Hips are grounded, crown of the head reaches. Awareness of your breath. Awareness of this beautiful balance of being able to be grounded and yet to feel stretched, open, extended. As you bring the hands to the heart, please maybe set an intention to maintain this energetic feel throughout your day. Let us know how this was for you. We'd love to hear from you. Subscribe, a lot more coming. Thank you, everybody. We'll finish with one Om. Inhale. Namaste.